To Austin, where a Galveston father is pushing for tougher DWI penalties at the Capitol after his son and another teen were killed by a drunk driver.
Here's the deal. That driver was released on parole on another DWI conviction just hours before that crash. Stephen Goen joins us from the newsroom. And Stephen, explain what this legislation would do.
Well, it would essentially make it tougher for some repeat DWI offenders to get out of prison early. Now, this bill has gotten a lot of attention. Today, we heard testimony both in favor of it and against it.
He had hopes and dreams, and those were all taken from him in an instant.
In front of Texas lawmakers today in a committee hearing on House Bill 1482, Reed Nelson speaking about the young men who inspired the legislation, his son Mason Nelson and his friend Sam Mixon, both killed at 14.
It's tragic beyond belief, and the families are still struggling and the community is still struggling.
Nelson pleading with the committee to support the bill targeting repeat intoxicated driving offenders, drivers like Keith Brazier, convicted 3 times on DWI charges, now serving 50 years in the deaths of those Galveston teens. It happened in September 2022 when Brazier was paroled and released from prison after serving only 8 months of a 3-year sentence.
And within 8 hours of him getting out, he killed my son, caused injuries which ultimately led to the death of Sam Mixon.
House Bill 1482 would make DWI offenders at least twice convicted ineligible for parole or community supervision. In Austin today, Galveston PD officers and the city of Galveston also showing their support for it. But there was opposition.
We do not believe that subjecting them to what will effectively be mandatory minimum sentences is the solution to a substance abuse disorder.
The Texas Civil Rights Project and other organizations telling lawmakers they did want to hold DWI offenders accountable, but saying the focus should be on accessible treatment. Still, Nelson determined the law should pass.
Stephen, the process for passing these bills often takes time. What happens if the bill does get out of committee?
Well, it would have to go to the House floor for a vote. There's already a companion bill in the Senate that would need to be voted on as well. If they both pass, then the bill would go to Governor Abbott's desk where it would be signed into law. I should note, however, there was a previous version of this bill proposed 2 years ago that never made it out of committee. Glenn?
Stephen, thank you.